What just happened, Cowboys Nation? I mean, what did we just witness today? In one of the most unexpected and electrifying moves of the 2025 NFL offseason, the Dallas Cowboys have pulled the trigger on a shocking trade, acquiring former Michigan standout and current Baltimore Ravens running back Blake Corum. Yes, you heard that right. Blake Corum, the tough as nails, slippery as soap, power meets speed dual threat back, is coming to the Lone Star State, and Cowboys fans around the globe are already losing their minds with excitement. I'm talking about social media blowing up, Reddit threads going wild, Twitter timelines full of hot takes and hopeful predictions. This is not just another quiet depth piece transaction. This is a potentially franchise-shaping move, and we need to talk about what it means not just on paper, but in the heart of this franchise, and the future of this offense, and in the minds of every Cowboys fan who believes that 2025 could finally be our year. Because this move, it changes the entire trajectory of the Dallas backfield. Now, let's slow it down for just a second, because I want to give you the full scope of how massive this is. Blake Corum, the pride of Michigan Wolverines football, was drafted just last year and came into the NFL as a fourth-round pick by the Baltimore Ravens. Everyone knew the talent was there. He had just wrapped up a phenomenal college career where he racked up over 2,800 rushing yards and 40 touchdowns in his final 2 seasons, leading Michigan to back-to-back national championships. A team captain. A tone setter. A leader on and off the field. And when he got to the Ravens, people thought, okay, maybe he gets some rotational carries, maybe he sees third down action. But no, this guy came into the league with a chip on his shoulder. And sure enough, every time he touched the ball in that purple jersey, he looked like he belonged. He averaged over 4.6 yards per carry in limited touches, flashed serious burst in open space, and showed off his hands with nearly 250 receiving yards and a trio of touchdowns through the air. He didn't just play like a rookie. He played like a veteran with purpose. He ran with fire, with direction, with controlled aggression. And now, somehow, someway, Dallas has landed him for what looks like a conditional late-round pick. This feels like one of those classic Jerry Jones robberies, where we're going to look back in a few years and ask, how did we get him for that price? And it couldn't come at a better time. Let's be honest here, this Dallas backfield has been teetering on the edge of uncertainty for a while now. Sure, Tony Pollard's been our guy, and he's done a great job stepping up after Zeke left. But Pollard has always been better in space, not between the tackles. He's fast, he's versatile, but he's not your classic bulldozer. And we've seen him struggle at times with wear and tear when he's forced to carry the load for too many snaps. Then there's Deuce Vaughn, who's got some pop, don't get me wrong, but he's more of a gadget player, a slot weapon, not someone you're giving 15 carries to every Sunday. The Cowboys have needed someone who could stabilize that backfield. Someone who could churn out tough yards in the fourth quarter, convert on 3rd and 2, take pressure off the quarterback in the passing game. And now, enter Blake Corum. This is the type of back who relishes contact. He sees a linebacker in the hole and doesn't try to juke him. He lowers the shoulder and goes through him. And the best part? He's still just 24 years old. You're getting prime legs, a rookie contract, and a competitive fire that's been honed by playing in big-time games under big-time pressure. When you imagine Corum in this offense lining up next to Dak Prescott in the shotgun, flanked by CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks out wide, it starts to make sense why Dallas pulled the trigger. Think about the kind of defensive nightmares that creates. Do you stack the box to stop Corum's inside runs and open up play-action lanes for Dak? Or do you drop into coverage and let Corum get downhill into a 6-man front? Either way, somebody's in trouble. And that's what makes this trade so exciting, not just because Corum is talented, but because of how he fits. He's not coming in to be a lone savior. He's coming into a situation where he can enhance an already dangerous offense. He's going to benefit from a strong offensive line, a creative coordinator, and an elite supporting cast. You give this guy 10 to 12 touches a game to start, maybe a few third down sets, a couple red zone packages, and then you let him earn more. And trust me, he will earn more. If there's one thing Corum's entire career has shown us, it's that he doesn't wait for opportunity, he takes it. Now, let's talk intangibles for a moment. Because while the stats matter and the fit matters, what can't be overstated is the type of mentality Corum brings to this locker room. This guy isn't just a hard worker, he's a no-nonsense, lead-by-example type of professional. He was known as a tone setter in Michigan's locker room. The kind of guy who's in the gym at 5 a.m., who stays late, who studies film like a coach. That's infectious. That's the kind of player who elevates everyone around him. And in a Cowboys team that's trying to find that perfect mix of swagger and discipline, Blake Corum could be that guy. He brings toughness. He brings hunger. He brings that blue-collar, no excuse, run-through-a-wall mentality that Cowboys fans absolutely love. He's going to make guys in the locker room raise their standard. You can't watch Corum run and not want to give your all on the next play. Now, of course, there will be doubters. People who'll say he's undersized. People who'll say he doesn't have breakaway speed. And to that I say, watch the tape. Watch him hit the second level and make a safety miss. Watch him drag defenders for extra yards. Watch him stay on his feet after contact. He may not run a 4.3, but he's football fast. He's instinctual. He sees holes before they open, and he hits them without hesitation. And when you put a guy like that behind this Dallas offensive line, even with a few new faces up front, you're going to get results. Remember how Zeke looked in his prime behind this O-line? I'm not saying Corum is Zeke 2.0, but he brings some of that same gritty DNA. He finishes runs. He fights for inches. He gets stronger as the game goes on. And for fans wondering about the locker room dynamic, don't worry. This isn't going to create a rift with Pollard. If anything, it's going to help him. Pollard's best football came when he had a partner in the backfield. When he could stay fresh, hit holes with juice, and not have to do everything on his own. Adding Corum means Pollard can return to that lightning role, while Corum brings the thunder. It's a win-win. This isn't about replacing anyone. It's about building a backfield that can adapt to whatever the defense throws at it. It's about creating options. And in the NFL, options win games. Let's not overlook the timing either. Training camp is about to heat up, and this gives Corum a chance to get reps early, learn the playbook, bond with his teammates, and make an impression. If he shows out in camp, and I believe he will, you're going to see him climb that depth chart quickly. And when the season starts, don't be surprised if he's making key plays by week 1. Because this guy is ready. He's not a project. He's a contributor. And fans are going to fall in love with him fast. Imagine him breaking a 15-yard run against Philly in prime time, spinning off a tackle, keeping the drive alive. Imagine him scoring the go-ahead TD against Washington with under 2 minutes to play. That's what he brings. That clutch gene. That heart. That fight. So where do we go from here? Well, now it's all about execution. It's about seeing how the coaches use him, how he adjusts to the system, and how the rest of the roster shapes up. But one thing is for sure, this trade has lit a spark under Cowboys Nation. Fans are excited again. There's belief in the air. The idea that maybe this is the piece we needed. Maybe Corum becomes that unexpected X factor. Maybe he's the guy who breaks through when the stakes are highest. And even if he starts slow, this move signals something important. It shows that the front office isn't sitting still. It shows they're still pushing for greatness. And in a league where every edge matters, Blake Corum just might be the edge we've been missing. So Cowboys fans, let me hear you. What do you think of this move? Are you as hyped as I am? Do you believe Blake Corum can be the difference maker in this offense? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you're riding high on this news, and don't forget to subscribe because we're going to be tracking Corum's journey in Dallas every step of the way. We'll break down his preseason film, his training camp reps, and every time he touches the ball in a Cowboys uniform. This is big. This is bold. This is Blake Corum, and he's a Dallas Cowboy now. Let's ride.